Hey, this is Retired Geek Moment, Adventures with Rhiannon, Skyrim, SE, Retired Slow Play, part number 46. And we are going to take up right where we left off. We had just spent a little time with the Jarl Steward Rayrick, is that how you say his name? Did a little stealing and blackmailing to get him to give us some useful information for the storm cloaks, and I think that our next thing to do is go back and get that information to the storm cloaks. So right now I'm trying to decide, what are we going to do next? We're really pretty close to Karthspire, which is our next thing to do in the main story quest line. We're supposed to go there, and I try to, since I don't fast travel, I try to group things together so that I'm not running all over the map and doing only one thing. Now, I can't avoid that always, but that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure that I'm grouping things together so that I'm not running everywhere. Because I don't fast travel, and that is one of my rules for myself. I have a few, if this is the first video that you've watched of mine, that I don't fast travel, and I try as much as possible to only travel during the day. It's not always possible, but if I'm near an inn or one of my homes, then I'll try to sleep instead of traveling at night. So it just depends on what's going on. It looks like we're not too far from where we need to go, and it's only 6:42 p.m., so it's not dark yet. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is the role-playing reason, like travel during the day and sleep at night. The other is then I have trouble seeing the screen when it's nighttime or dark. I know I could turn it up a little bit, but it's just really hard for me to see. So that's why I typically, unless I'm in a ruin or something or whatever, I try to avoid that. And you can see I'm completely trying to figure out how to get down these daggone stairs. It's like, oh my gosh, for Pete's sakes, it's right here. So anyway, we're on our way here. My follower, if you haven't watched a episode before, which you should go back and watch the other 45, is Serana. And Serana is currently human. And she is my pal on this journey as we continue on. I'm level 19, so we'll get there eventually. And oh, look how beautiful. Skyrim unmodded is beautiful in and of itself. And I do have 3 mods installed. I'm kind of pretty much an anti-mod person. I don't like modding my game, any game that I play. So in this particular case, I have chosen 3 mods that have made things pretty easier for me. One is the Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. And I know it's got problems. It does fix some problems though, so I'm going to leave it as it is. One is the convenient horses, and that one is so that my followers can ride a horse. Otherwise they're running along to keep up with you, and that's just dumb. Yeah, that was a poor design in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people are going, there's a lot of poor design. That's true. Convenient horses made it possible so that I'll actually use a horse. Otherwise, for a decade, I didn't use horses at all in my game because they were so very unuseful, and they're still ugly, but at least I can have my follower ride a horse. I can use a horn to call my horse from anywhere, so if I jump off and it runs off during the fight and I can't find it, I'll run ahead and use my horn to call it. And sometimes that also brings Serana to me from wherever she has ended up. And the third mod that I use is a quality world map, and that's largely for you guys because the roads on the map are so hard to see, especially in the snowy areas. So the quality world map makes them stand out a little bit better. And in theory, I won't get lost as much. I try not to show you guys me getting lost, which was a non-stop issue for me. It still is, but I get lost less often with the quality world map. So that's the mods that I'm using, and I have no interest in changing that. For this playthrough, maybe other ones for the future. I mean, we're not going to have a new Elder Scrolls game for many years, and so this game is probably going to be played many times, and maybe someday I will go ahead and go ahead and do some other mods. But for now, this is what I want. It's as close as I can get to a vanilla playthrough. And that's what I was shooting for this. And I'm really glad that you're following me on this journey. And if you haven't done so, my first plug, please subscribe to my channel. It lets YouTube like me better, of course. And it also validates that I'm doing something that other people find valuable and interesting. So thank you so much to all the subscribers that I currently have. I really do appreciate you. This is for you. Well, I do it for me too, but it's also for you. And I'm doing Skyrim because I'm doing a playthrough of Skyrim because I wanted to encourage my own self to finish the game for the first time ever. And finish, in my description, means I have completed the factions that I wanted to be a part of. I've completed most of the miscellaneous and town quests that I wanted to complete. And also, most importantly, I finished the main storyline, which I have not done. So this is a way to get me to finish. I just noticed that we are being attacked by a frost dragon. If you just watch this thing for a minute, he dips down. It's like he's hitting his head on the ground. He's really dipping down big time. I thought that was really interesting about this guy. And I had a hard time finding him. I always have a hard time finding these dragons. Look at him, how far. He's way over there. It's like, what the heck is he doing? And I also killed the mud crab while I was looking at it. So he's way over there, and I don't know what he's attacking over there, but watch him. I don't know if I get a video of it again, of him coming down really close to us again. He's really flying around quite a bit. It's like, okay. And I, very not smartly, only had fire in one hand. I figured that fire most likely would be better to kill a frost dragon. And again, he goes flying off and I can't find him. I'm looking around like, good heavens. Look at that. I swear if I had my video pointed in the right way, he like hits the ground. I finally figured out, put your firebolt in both hands. We might do a little bit more damage. See, he goes off my compass and then he shows up again. So he was there again. He's like, wow. Is he trying to knock me down? What the heck? I'm really a bad fighter. And so I'm sure some of you are cringing like, no, get out here. I'm a terrible fighter. Another thing I have for myself is I've got this on easy mode because I do not wish to die in Skyrim. I don't wish to die in any game. I only fight in Skyrim because I have to. So I want to enjoy the journey. I want to enjoy the story. I want to enjoy all kinds of things. And dying is not one of the things that I enjoy. In fact, it ticks me off if I die. Big time. So I'm going to do my best to not die in the game and enjoy the rest of it. This daggone dragon was driving me crazy. He wasn't, it's like he wasn't focused on me, but then he's all the way across the river. And look at him over there. It looks like he's attacking something else. I can't even see what it is, but he's way over there. And he's like on the ground, way over there. But he's still showing as a target for me to hit. I was really annoyed by this dragon. So he's way over there. He's obviously on the ground. And I could shoot him from there. But I think he might be attacking something that's attacking him back. I think. So I just was shooting him from across the river here. And you can see I'm doing damage. Or at least I think I am in my own brain. But watch. Watch what happens. He dies. And then he slides down. He slides down the edge of that. And I'm looking like, where is he? And there he is. He's on the other side. Now, if I had been smart, I would have either done a custom marker on my map, or I would have looked at the map much, much, much closer to see where he was, where he landed. Because when I go across this bridge, I can't see how to get to him, and I'm headed to a specific location. This was a big mistake, and I knew it when it happened, and I'm looking at it again, cringing. I lost track of that dragon, which means I lost track of a dragon soul, and I lost track of the dragon bones that are on the dragon, which are worth quite a bit to sell. So I was so aggravated that happened, and me not paying attention to where that dragon landed, and you'll see what happens a little bit later here. So anyway, this is where we were supposed to meet Esbern and Delphine. They are supposed to be here somewhere, and obviously we're gonna have, there's Delphine right behind me. She was standing right behind me. It's like, okay, she's behind me. Why is she behind me? And so this is the area that we need to be in. There's obviously some enemies here that we're going to have to take care of. Almost shot Esbern. It's like, holy crap. And then there's Forsworn after us here, which are not too difficult, really. It's like, holy crud. Don't want to shoot anyone I'm not supposed to. So we've got to figure out where we got to go. But this is like, all right, you guys go take care of all that. And I didn't want to lose them because sometimes they get behind you and they won't follow you. And it's like, oh, what a pain in the neck. And I did look at the wiki about this particular quest, and it made comments to places that they could get stuck. And I wanted to avoid all of that. Although the unofficial special edition patch might have fixed that. I think what she said there is, I'm going to go check this out. So she went to go check something out. I don't know what she was checking out. And I was afraid to go too far because I'm afraid she'd turn around. It's like, oh my gosh. That's a problem that you have when you've got some temporary followers. There's Esbern right there. It's like, okay, where did Delphine go, and how are we going to get everybody together here to go find out whatever the heck we're supposed to go look at? Oh my gosh, what a pain in the neck. But they're supposed to go with us on this little quest here. Again, this is part of the main quest. And then I see my cursor says I've discovered Karthspire. And that's where we need to, I guess we need to go in this part first before we go into wherever we're supposed to, Skyhaven or whatever it is. Sneaking. How did my sneak progress? Didn't know I was sneaking. How about we get rid of this Forsworn that's taking a nap? And I just shot Serana. Oh, and she resurrected him. Oh, Serana, bless your heart. Driving me crazy with that. So what I'm trying to do is figure out where the others are going, making sure I'm not missing any important loot. It's like, okay, did I check this? Oh, this guy's got a briar heart. So this thing is called a briar heart, this thing that they killed. So it's not a regular Forsworn. So anyway, it's like, where the heck did they go? What are we missing along the way? So I don't know if I'll be able to come back. I have no idea what we're doing here. So I didn't want to miss anything important. I mean, you can miss really valuable stuff if you just run at a dead run through a ruin or dungeon or whatever. It's like, okay, here's the chest. Let's find out. Okay, 34 golden lockpicks and Magicka potion. Yeah. So it's like, oh my gosh, where did they go? So I figured, that's the thing about Skyrim that, I mean, some people probably don't like, but I do, is that most of the dungeons are not huge and they're easy to get around, meaning there's not too many crossovers, there's not too many levels. It's pretty clear where you should be going. So, and I like that. I don't like having to figure it out. I mean, sometimes there are, I know I clicked that. Sometimes there are puzzles, but there's not too many. And I like that. I don't need to figure out puzzles. It's too frustrating for me. Games like Portal. I think it was called Portal. Oh my gosh. Now I like this one. Esbern is giving a description of these things in front of us, and he's kind of telling us what to do. He said that one of them has a dragonborn emblem on it. And I think he meant, so you can look and see. He said that the dragonborn emblem is the one that has a down arrow. So he's telling you basically what to do. Before I touch these things, though, I'm going to save this. In our very first ruin that we go in, we're using that dragon claw thing, and we find out if you don't do it right, you can get dead. So it's like, oh, he's got that. Finally, that thing went away. So that was Serana's resurrected follower. He finally died. Okay, we'll be watching out for traps. Okay. That's really all I wanted to know. We have best be careful. I want to be careful. And I'm not, at this point, I'm not sure. Oh, he said that's it. This is symbol on the middle pillar. So I like it that you've got a follower here. I mean, obviously you've got to match something up. I would try turning all the pillars to that symbol. I love it that I have somebody stand there and go, hey, why don't you try this? To me, that's so much better than looking at walls and trying to figure out patterns and, you know, mistakes and getting shot with arrows. It's like, why don't you try doing that? And Delphine says, whatever you did, it worked. Okay, something happened. Yes, a path dropped down. So that's okay. That, to me, that was not a very hard puzzle. And we got Esbern telling us what to do. And Delphine saying that this is the right way to go. So I don't know what's here. And then I see this floor. Okay. Logic says the floor has symbols on it. And if it's dragonborn symbols that we're supposed to follow, then logic says stay on the tiles that are dragonborn tiles. And Serena is right in my way. And so I can tell that I need to step on the tiles that have the dragonborn symbol. Okay, easy peasy. I can do that, right? And Delphine says the rest of us, Esbern says we should be careful here. See, yeah, I do symbols and I know what to do. And guess what? Serena is standing next to me, stepping on the other tiles. We'll cross once it's safe. That's what he said. Serena is not with them. She's with me. And so she's standing on all the tiles. She's not following me step for step. And I'm getting blown up because she's standing on tiles that she shouldn't stand on. It's like, okay, come on. We went through this. There's one in Oblivion. There's a number of them in one of the quests in Oblivion where you got to step on certain tiles to get through and follow a pattern. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm going to tell Serena to wait here, but I'm afraid she's going to go off. She said, so you're going off on your own for a while? No, I want you to wait here. It's the only way I know that I can get on these tiles by myself and not be blown up or caught on fire. So that's the only thing I know how to do. And I wasn't sure what would happen when I got to the end. I didn't know what would happen with Serena. I got to go back and get her. I had absolutely no idea. So that's what I thought I would give it a try anyway. So you can see I'm kind of stepping on only the dragonborn tiles. And this one doesn't seem too difficult. And then I'm like, well, where do I go now? Now, it was not obvious to me. I did not see the chain on the wall. It's like, what do I do now? That's what happens when you're looking down so much and you're not paying attention. So I still had not seen that chain on the wall. It's like, what a dodo head. I get so embarrassed when I have you guys look back and looking at what I'm doing. You're going, it was right there. It's like, well, I was not paying attention because I was watching Serena step on the daggone tiles. Now the rest of them could come. She was standing in the middle of the tiles catching things on fire. So it's like, okay, let's go get. She's wonderful. I absolutely love Serena. Any follower would have done the same thing though. Unless I had gone way down into the tunnel and told her to stay, which I didn't know I needed to do. So anyway, we got her done. We got it opened, and the other two ran ahead, and now I got to go find them again. Oh, goodness. This is a challenge, not in the way you might think. That's where we came from. So logically, we go this way, and look at this. This is Skyhaven Temple. This is what we were shooting for and where we were going. So cool. Don't know what it is, what it's for. Nice big chest in the middle of the room. Generally, these big chests, if you've never played Skyrim before, got the goods. They got the special stuff in them. And in this case, a almost 500 valued bow, a flawless garment, a nice necklace. I said, let's just take it all. And I'm kind of looking around, make sure we're not missing something, just because they're going straight to the whatever the thing is. Okay, Esbern says this is a blood seal. And triggered by blood. Your blood. Uh-oh. Look here. You see how the ancient blades reserves. And so he's wandering around looking at all the details of the walls and all this kind of stuff. And supposedly a shrine to Raman. He ended the Alcavari invasion under mysterious circumstances. So, okay. Another thing, if you haven't watched my videos before, when I'm playing Skyrim by myself, I do not have the words on the screen. It breaks my immersion. And so I'm putting it on there for you guys. And so apparently I needed to cut my own hand and put some blood on that tile and activate the blood seal. Okay. And when I did that, I didn't look up in time to show you that there was a big, like a skull on the wall. It opened up, so now we can go in here. Wherever here is. We don't know. I'm sorry that I don't look around very well. Sometimes I'm busy, you know, looking at everybody else and trying to make sure I'm not making a mistake, and sometimes I miss things. Like I wish I had looked up in time for you to see that wall open up. I noticed it after the fact, like what did I do? So apparently this is where we needed to come. And I don't want to miss anything, so I'm looking around. And I think this wall right here is what we've been looking for. I'm sure Esbern will tell us when they get in here. See, now I'm supposed to, you can see it's got like my cursor or my marker on my compass is right here. I can't do anything with it. And what confused me is that, and you'll see what's supposed to happen, but it seemed to take a minute for it to happen, and I don't know why. So in the meantime, I'm running around going, what am I missing? Am I supposed to be up here? No. Apparently what I'm supposed to look at is this wall right here. I can't click on it. I was just very confused because nothing was happening and I didn't know why. I thought, well, maybe I'm supposed to click on these things here. Finally, Esbern shows up. And it was Alduin's wall. That's where we were headed. So I don't know where the heck he was or why he wasn't right behind us. If he had come up here right behind us, we would have figured out what's going on. And now he's explaining things. So he's going to kind of interpret the wall. We just have to watch him and listen to what he's saying. And he's lighting it up with a torch. Oh, I see. He lit up the braziers right there, which would never occur to me to do since I don't carry the torches. And anyway, he's explaining that this wall is kind of telling the history of what happened before, because there were dragons before, but they've been gone for a long time. And he's explaining the history of the dragons and what happened long, long, long ago. Don't know when. So he's reading the wall for us, and we're just kind of along for the walk. Serena, please stay out of my way. Oh, I love her to death, but sometimes she gets in the way. At the time, she does things that absolutely crack me up. She's got a unique AI that she does really strange things. Like if we're visiting a blacksmith, she'll start sharpening swords, and she'll wander around and do weird things. Like there's one place where we bought wood, and she was feeding chickens and chopping wood. It was really funny. Okay. So there's information that we need, and apparently the Greybeards know the information, or she thinks that they have the information that we need. And she doesn't like the Greybeards. She's not impressed with their information. She's not impressed with who they are and what they know. But she understands that we need to go talk to them, and she won't go. She says, "Nah, you go." She says they're afraid of me. Yes, I do remember Tiber Septon. Very, very well. So I love it that Skyrim lore refers back to the previous Elder Scrolls games, and because a lot of us that play Skyrim have played at least one other one, if not all of them. And I did open up Arena, which was the first one. The other ones I played Morrowind, almost none Arena. I just opened it up and created a character. Morrowind, I've played it for hours and I just don't like it. I've never liked it. But the other ones I have played. I've played Daggerfall extensively. I've never finished it. And Oblivion, I've played it completely all the way through to the end. So anyway, maybe we'll do a playthrough of Oblivion someday. Your opinions and comments down below will help me make a decision on that. So apparently we've got to go to Hrothgar and go talk to the Greybeards again. So he's kind of just here at this point. He's rambling. So we've already gotten our additional quest and what we need to do. I don't know if I ever asked him about this. He says that only I can defeat Alduin and avert the end of the world. So apparently I'm the world's savior, thrown into this against my wishes. There's a shout or something that the Nords used long ago that apparently made the dragons go away. And we have to go talk to the Greybeards and find out what that was. What did they do? What shout did they use? Can they help us now? The answer is we don't know. But we'll go find out. And if you've seen previous episodes or if you've played Skyrim before, if you don't fast travel, we got a long walk ahead of us. I was kind of looking here to see if there's anything we're missing. And so look at this. This blades apparently had been here or I don't know what they did, why they're here, why they were here. Look at that, increased one-handed, which we're not going to, mace etiquette, don't know anything about that, don't care, don't use maces, but it got me closer to my level 20, which I think is way more than, I think I've only ever been to level 16, 17, something like that. So I'm a higher level than I've ever been before. And I don't know that I've ever gotten this far in the main quest before. I don't think so. And again, this is the purpose of me playing, is trying to complete this main quest. But I don't want to rush it too much. I do want to finish the Civil War quest line. And we will get to that. I'm already the Archmage of the Mages Guild. I have no desire to be a werewolf, so we're not going to dabble in that. I finished a few of the quests for the various towns. We own some homes now, a couple of homes, 3 actually, if you count the blacksmith, Balamo. But good Lord, I can't remember my own husband's name. Balamon's home is now ours, so because we kind of acquire it upon marriage. So I'm not going to buy the other house that's in Riften. Why? There's no need. The only thing I use the houses for at this point is to sleep in. My main home is the Lakeview Manor, which is part of the Hearthfire DLC, which if you have Special Edition, which is what I'm playing, you will have that, where you can build your own house from the ground up. And we are very close to having that house finished, which is very cool. I did want to double check this ash pile. That was the ash pile from the Forsworn that Serena had resurrected. So after that turns into an ash pile, then we can pick up whatever that creature was carrying with them. So just kind of making sure I didn't miss anything important. I'm looking for any chests or anything that we really need, which is nothing. So I don't think there's anything else in here that I've missed of importance. I saw the big chest and grabbed the stuff out of it. So at this point, it's just time to leave. this particular ruin and move on to our next goal. I don't think we missed anything along here. Dead guy. I'm pretty sure we already checked all these guys, so. All right, cool. Back out to Skyrim we go. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of force. See, we have to go to the throat of the world, go talk to Arngir. Agnir. I have so much trouble with these names. Serious trouble with these names. We also do have to go back to the camp to give our report. And I'm saying, okay, what are we going to do first? Are we going to go back to the camp? So I'm trying to make up my mind what to do. Again, we're doing two things here at the same time, the main quest and the Civil War, trying to maximize our time, minimize our marching across the area. And I also really want to go find that daggone dragon that slid down the hillside. So I don't know if he was here killing people. I don't know, because I really lost my sense of direction. I didn't mark the map. So I was really frustrated with myself on that. And I thought I'd come down here and take a quick look. There's lots of dead people down here. So obviously this is where we were. So I found a coin purse, 10 gold. So I don't think there's anything that, the Forsworn, they don't have really excellent weapons. They don't have excellent armor or anything, or very much gold. So I didn't see the need to come down here and wipe out their camp further. Interesting that Serana was looking down at that dead guy. I thought that was kind of fascinating. It's like, what are you looking at? That was so cool. I just love the Karthspire camp. And so there's a second one? That confused the heck out of me. It's like, well, we already found the camp. Are there two? There apparently is, on each side of the river. So I thought that was curious. I don't know. It just confused me. It's like, okay, we found one and we found another one? I wasn't sure. Apparently so. There's some guy shooting at us. But he's about ready to be dead. Dead. You are now dead. I don't know what they've got on them. A feather. Hagraven feather. Okay. Thought maybe there's a chest or something up here. And when I come up here, I see he's got a dead giant. What? He's got a dead giant. And he's got a huge elven warhammer. He's got a giant toe. And some money. So sometimes these giants, when they kill someone or when they attack people, they absorb whatever their victim might have had on them. So it's worth checking the dead creatures like that. You see that in dragons sometimes too. We'll have helm, armor and stuff like that. So that had a big chest in it, which was very interesting. So I have saber cat. I think I need those for my house. And so I don't know. It was just a real curious area here. Why am I checking an empty thing? I don't know. So this was interesting to me. This area here, I didn't understand why we've got two camps, but for whatever reason. So I don't really see anything. Oh, I see somebody down there. There you go. He dead now. So I suspect that the dragon that we saw that was over here was actually attacking the camp here. That's what I think. Because it looked like it was attacking something or someone. So that made me remember, oh yeah, where's that daggone dragon? So I thought I would kind of look. I didn't take note on my map, my overview world map, where exactly it landed. And so I was just almost frantic looking. It's like, where is that daggone thing? But on the upside, I found some mud crabs. We have not been finding very many. I've mentioned this in previous episodes. I need mud crabs for their chittens that I need for in my house to finish some in your house you have these workbenches, and they use various animal parts to create, I don't know, mounted wall things, I don't know, decorations for your walls, but you need certain things. And so that's what I was doing, is thinking, oh good, we found some mud crabs. It's been a while. I swear once I started looking for them, they vanished from the world. They're like, she's out for us, everybody hide. So I was very happy to find that. In the meantime, I couldn't find that daggone dragon. It's like, where the heck did he go? Oh, I'm so mad, because that's a dragon soul. I don't know if he'll stay there forever. I don't know. If you know the answer to that question, please mention it. Hello, horse. Please mention it in the comments if you know. If you kill a dragon and you don't go find it in a reasonable amount of time, does it stay there indefinitely? I don't know the answer to that question. Usually the dragons are right on top of me when I kill it, not across the entire river and in the valley and so far away that I can't see it. So I was looking. It's like, okay. Now look at this. Slaughterfish. Slaughterfish are fish that bite you in the water, right? And I know that I need slaughterfish scales for building my house. I don't need a ton, but I know I need some. So I'm just shooting in the water trying to find this daggone slaughterfish. Usually so this one's targeted me, so I know he's here somewhere, and I'm trying to shoot them without getting in the water. So I'm just shooting blindly. If I shoot them, whenever you kill a slaughterfish, they float to the surface. So I thought, well, if I can shoot the daggone thing, then I can get some slaughterfish scales. I only need a few. So I thought, well, okay, fine, we'll go in the water. Even though I don't have a weapon pulled out, I thought maybe Serana would, she can take her sword and shoot it, and I can't find the slaughterfish. It says it's right ahead of me, but when I come around the area here and look for it, it vanished. It swam off. Oh, how frustrating. Now I'm mad. So I can't find the slaughterfish. I can't find the daggone dragon that I killed. So now I'm just as annoyed as I'll get out. So I'll just kind of wander around here a little bit and see. I got to be careful, because down here at the end, straight ahead, is a waterfall. Now, if you've never played Skyrim before, then you don't know this. If you have played it, you probably know where I'm going with this. I have fallen over waterfalls before, because I didn't know that I could. And I've died going off a waterfall that was way too steep, and I died at the bottom. This was early on when my character was like a 1 or 2 level or something. But I found out we don't want to ride down waterfalls, because sometimes to get to a certain location, I couldn't see a road, I couldn't see how to get there, and so I thought, well, we'll just go down a waterfall. Well, not such a good idea. It takes good hit points when you land at the bottom. So at this point, I'm like, okay, what was my goal? What was I going to be doing? The answer was I need to go to the camp, and the answer is I'm going to call for my horse, because I don't know where the heck it is. What happens to my horse, and I think the convenient horse is what does this, it eventually will show up wherever I am, as long as I'm not in battle. So it kind of follows me along, and it shows up sometimes, like you just saw it. I don't know where it came from. I had no idea where it was. So it was kind of funny. It was cracking me up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go report back at the Stormcloak camp and give them information that we had gathered about, I think it was about a transport that might have some valuable stuff. So we need to go back and give a report at the camp. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm kind of keeping an eye out for that daggone dragon. It's not anywhere here, I know. So, I was so mad. I was like, really? Imperial Soldiers, huh? So I think we don't want to get into a fight with Imperial Soldiers. That's the guys we're fighting against. So let's go back to the camp where we have protection. Okay, the camp says it's straight ahead of me, so it looks like it is over that river. So in theory, if there's a bridge there, we should be able to go across the bridge and be able to get to the camp, I think. I'm pretty sure. Because we certainly can't go down that cliffside It's like, okay, where the heck is it? And this just did not seem right to me. I need to be down. I need to be down on a lower level. But I wasn't sure. Sometimes I get very frustrated with the compass. It's like, okay, let's turn around and see if there is a way down, a path down lower. And it looked like there wasn't a path, so I'm going to make a path. If you go down on your horse on walking, you can go down slowly and not die. If you run with your horse down the side of a mountain, you will likely die. I also had to make note of the waterfall, so I didn't want to go across. So again, I'm making my own path because I was frustrated and because of the dragon and whatever else. So look at the salmon spawning here. So I just decided to go ahead and make my own path. That's what I did. Serena eventually will catch up with me. And I also wanted to get the Nern route. For those of you who've not watched episodes before of Skyrim, and if you didn't play Oblivion, you don't know why that I couldn't resist that. In Oblivion, it is a huge quest line to gather Nern roots. And I have the game volume turned way down so you can hear me. And they make a sound. And in Oblivion, you can't stop. You can't not stop and pick up a Nern root. And in Skyrim, they're here and they're not part of a quest line, but the sound drives me crazy and I have to stop and pick it up anytime. Oh, looks like I found the camp. Here's the camp. It's like, okay, I'm at the Stormcloak camp. I was coming down here further because I was hoping that my horse would eventually kind of end up here. That's not my horse, by the way. So I want my horse to end up down there, so I kind of ran ahead a little bit. So let's go in and complete this task, and we'll save just before. Always save, 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 save. All right, so we're going to talk to Galmar, and we're going to say Rarick, whatever his name is, says there's a shipment traveling to Solitude. Okay. We understand why that you're on the Stormcloak side. We agree with you. You don't have to keep talking about it. Yes, we always come back with an answer to something. So he tells us he's got some scouts along the road and we're supposed to meet up with them and see if we can overpower the caravan. Okay, we can do that. So that's our next thing to do in the Civil War. Go meet the men, which are right down the road past the fort. Okay, so we go back here and again we're double checking. Yes, it's right there. It makes no sense to not go do that. And he goes back to studying his map. And we need to find our horse and we need to find the path that we need to get back on. And while I'm doing that, I want to make my normal plug, normal disclaimer that I put in all of my videos is that I am not a professional sound engineer. That is what my son does for a living. And he's a lead sound engineer for a major gaming company. I, however, am not. And so you are occasionally going to hear background noise, and I apologize, but I don't apologize because I'm not a professional sound engineer. I try to reduce it as much as possible, but occasionally you're going to hear one of my 13-year-old long-haired Siamese cats holler. They holler all the time. Siamese cats are known for being talkers, and so if they're not getting enough attention, if they just want to cry for no reason, they do. And because they're 13 years old and I've had them since they were 9 weeks old, I'm used to it. But they're here all the time. They're in the background all the time. So occasionally you're going to hear it. Occasionally I'll throw a picture up on the screen of one of them crying just because. And today I have one crying in the background because my husband in his office with the door shut so I can do what I'm doing right now. And my cats don't like the doors being shut. They get upset when doors are shut. It doesn't matter if there's anyone on the other side of the door. They just want the door open, period. So that's what's going on right now, is that one of my cats is unhappy because a door is shut. And it doesn't matter. If he went into the office with my husband, he would be crying to open the door. It is the weirdest behavior that I've ever seen with animals. So these guys crack me off. I suddenly notice Ralof is standing right there. It's like, okay, I'll go put my horse over here and find out what the heck are you guys talking about. And go over here and see. Look at them sneaking around. Look like they're really being weird. Yes, I hear you. Be quiet now. We got to talk to Ralof. Yes, you ran into me out here. What's going on? That's true. We don't want to fall to our death. What's going on, Ralof? Why are you crouched down hiding? Yes, I saw the Briarheart men. Evil magic? Yeah, guess so. So we tell him about the wagon. And he said, just so happens I've been tracking that wagon. Coins and weapons. How do I know about that? Well, we kind of did a little bit of, it was not really crafty. I don't have to call it crafty. I would kind of call it not very virtuous. So we blackmailed someone for the information. I didn't like doing that. When I play a game, I always play a virtuous character because normally I play myself. What would my choices be? What would I do? So I hate it when we have to do things like blackmail. In that case, we had to steal in blackmail. And that bugged me. It's like, that doesn't seem like a very virtuous thing. Now, it is a civil war, and I know civil war, sometimes you have to do things that are not so virtuous, and it really did bug me. So he had some really crazy plan that it's like, okay, I can see this going all kinds of wrong because I'm not very good about some of the more complicated plans, and he had a really complicated plan. So I thought, you know what? This is not going to be too hard. And so we tell him, hey, tell you what, I got a better idea. You stay here because I don't want to end up shooting people in the back with my magic. So obviously Serena would be better at it, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. And I figured, what the heck? So I saved before I talked to him anyway. So if it didn't go well, I could reload and choose another plan. So we're going to run down here and find out what the heck. So it looks like the caravan is right down here at a crossroad. So we're going to come down here and take care of it. Now, he mentioned that they had like a sentry, and I saw that there was a sentry up top. I thought, okay, maybe we should take out the sentry first. So I'm going to run around over here and take out the sentry. And I think that would have been his original plan, was to start with that. So we're going to take out this guy. So as soon as we do that, all heck breaks loose. They're like, all right. So the soldiers are like, oh my gosh, and they're everywhere. But because I'm playing on super easy mode, these guys are not a problem for me and Serena. Look at him pointing her right in the face with the arrow. That is so rude. So as you can see, I'm a terrible fighter. Oh, Serena's got an arrow in her head. Bless her heart. So we did get all of them fixed, and I'm sorry my cat's really annoying today. I wish he'd go take a nap, so I'm sorry if he's bugging you. He's bugging me. So Ralof comes down. What do we miss? Nothing. So we completed report to Ralof. We were supposed to go back and report to him, and apparently, I guess I did. Because now that there's really nothing, there's no Civil War currently is on here. Completing tribute. So really, there's nothing else for us to do. I thought he would give us another objective or something, and he really didn't. So it's gone back to the general one, which was liberate Skyrim. So I don't know what will trigger next. I mean, I don't know what will come up next, what it will say next. As far as this Civil War, I guess we're at a point, maybe we just have to wait. So I thought, well, maybe we can run around and see what these guys had on them, if anything. We'll check the wagon and see if there's anything that we would want off of it. So what the heck? We did all the work. These guys stayed back there and did nothing. Of course we told them to, but whatever. Whatever. I think there was an amulet of Sandar on there. We've got one. We've got more than one of those. I'll be looking for amulets here soon. One thing that I did off camera is to create a list of the things that I need to finish my house. And at the bottom and the basement of the house that I have, you can have shrines, and you need those various amulets to put on the shrines. I use the Shrine of Mara is the one I always choose, but it's kind of cool to have them all down there just because it's a completion thing for me. And so I made a list of all of the amulets that I need to look for and where I might be able to find them. So I think it's possible to find, gosh, let's see, that's just pointing me right back. I don't know what's going on. I made a list of all of them that I need and all of them to finish the house. Again, I can't really, Ralof is not, he's not even talking to me. He won't have anything. So I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around in different places in my head here. So I've got to keep track of the things I want to finish my house. So these are the things, the goals that I have for this playthrough to consider to be finished. I want to finish my house that I'm working on. I want to finish the Civil War quest line, and I want to finish the main quest line. So those are the three things that I consider absolute must do before I say this playthrough is completed. When I complete this playthrough, on my playlist, I will have the title changed to say completed so that you will know. And if you listen to the videos, I will tell you when I'm getting close to the end or when I'm at the end or when this is the last one, because I don't ever want to leave you guys hanging. Because I appreciate all of my subscribers that have subscribed because of a certain game. And so I'm working really hard to continue playing in Skyrim. I always quit before this point. I don't know why. I guess there's things about it that do frustrate me. I don't like the terrain. I don't like the climate. I hate these horses. And maybe that's the reason right there. I don't know. But this time I'm really working hard to keep playing past my point of I want to give up because I don't want to disappoint you guys. So I'm going to do my very best to keep playing. As of now, I upload new videos of Skyrim on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And it is my intention to continue doing that through my completion, what I consider my completion. So hang in there with me, keep encouraging me to keep going. I may ask you for some help occasionally, so if you hear that, you can please give me whatever answers I'm looking for. But so far, so good. I really appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the likes on my videos. I appreciate all you subscribers. You have no idea how important you are to me. There's no way I can express that enough. So thank you so much for subscribing and hanging in there with me. I do have another game that as of this recording, I have another game that I'm playing. It is Stardew Valley. And once I finish or complete one of those games, probably after I'm finished with Skyrim, I have another game in mind that I may play. And we'll see. So this is an ongoing thing. This is something I plan on to continue for a very long time, and I'm really grateful that you are with me on this journey. So that's my plug. So what I plan to do now is we're going to go talk to the Greybeards. We need information, and that's supposedly where we can get it. So we're going to go up the 7,000 steps to High Hrothgar, and I'm going to put a timestamps in my descriptions, which I do anyway. But if you don't want to watch me climb up those 7,000 steps, and by the way, it's not 7,000. If somebody's counted, some people are crazy and they've counted those steps. But it's supposed to be 7,000 steps. It's a long way up, and I do not fast travel, so I'll start the 7,000 steps and then at High Hrothgar when I arrive in my timestamp so that you can skip over that if you want. I saw this mage, and I know that one of the it's a high elf. I know that one of the amulets that I'm looking for, it said that you can find it on hostile mages. So I'm going to be looking for any major mage type hostile ones that I can find to keep an eye out for that amulet. And look, this I knew that he had some kind of a staff. It was a staff of sparks that went flying, and when I click on it, it actually showed all of his stuff he was carrying. So anyway, I'm going to be looking for that. But we are going to go up there and get some information, hopefully. Whoops. I hate the horse controls because they are so totally different than the non-horse controls. It drives me crazy and I complain about it all the time, so I'm sorry. I shouldn't complain. But back we go. And I think what we have to do to get where we're going is we've got to go back through past Helgen to get to where we can get to the place to start going up the steps. So that's where I'm headed. I was kind of waiting to see if this guy was a mage, if he was going to attack me. I was giving him an opportunity. He didn't, so on we go. It's like, okay, do you want to attack me? I can stand here for a while if you wish. So that's not the way. I'm really trying hard not to get lost. When I first started doing these recordings, oh my heavens, I got lost so much. And I actually started going through and cutting out or speeding up. If I got lost really badly, I would use my software to speed it up so that y'all didn't have to watch me be lost. There was one time I was lost for like 25 minutes. So that was frustrating. Very, very frustrating. So I try to minimize that because I mean, when I'm watching, I don't want to watch somebody die a bunch of times and reload in videos. I don't want to watch them be lost, unnecessarily lost like I get. So anyway, by the way, I'm headed towards my house. I'm going to go by there and I know I have a bunch of stuff that I can use to do some more building on the house. I'm getting so close to having it done. So I wanted to stop by there and do a little bit of building and check in on the family. That's one thing I love about the Elder Scrolls games. I don't know about Arena since I didn't play it, but starting with Daggerfall, you could buy a house in the game. And to me, that kind of grounds me in the game. It gives me a place in the world. It for role-playing purposes, it's saying, hey, you know, I got dropped into this world. I'm a landowner. And in Skyrim, if you were to play it fully out, like all of the towns, all of the quests and all of that, you can own homes all over the game, and you could be a huge landowner in the game, which I don't know. I don't think it does anything really other than all of the peoples love you more because you do quests that makes the Urals like you, and they offer you a place, you know, place to purchase. They don't offer you a free house, but they offer you a place to purchase. But it just, I don't know, it just helps me. I've always loved that about the Elder Scrolls games. And I love it when Hearthfire came out because I found out you can build your own, and I love that. So when I've started over, and I have started over numerous times, I thought there was something over here to kill and I couldn't find it. I've started over numerous times. I always get to a certain point, and I always build the Lakeview Manor house. That becomes my number one and the first home I own, and I put all my stuff in it. I put my family in it, my spouse, and I adopt 2 children. And if you watch previous episodes, you can see all of that. And you know, I always get a trophy. Well, lately I've been doing the trophy room and putting any trophies I want in there, and I can put weapons and things that I find that I don't want to sell that are special ones, then I put them in that house. So I do usually end up, depending upon how far I go, I end up owning other houses. And so currently I have 2 and 3 if you count the Balaman's house. So I have 3. And there's really no real reason for it because any town that you go to is going to have an inn, and it costs maybe 10 gold to spend the night, and so that would be good enough. If you wanted to only travel during the day and sleep at night, that would be good enough. But it's something about a status symbol to have lots of homes. And plus, what the heck else are you going to do with your gold? There's nothing else to spend it on unless you're doing enchanting, and a lot of enchanting. Even then, you're going to stay way ahead of what you're doing. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm coming up on my house here, and when coming up this side is the side where sometimes you have things that attack. You have thieves, bandits, and the occasional giant shows up at the side of this house. And so I do be careful coming up the side there. And they would, when they attack, then my steward and Ballerman and me and Serena can take care of anything, obviously, even a giant. So what I did was, that's my chest that I keep all of the supplies I'm using for building the house in there. And it's a heavy ton of stuff. I don't need most of the stuff that's in there anymore, like the clay and, I don't know, the ingots and things. I don't need them anymore. Now you can see there is nothing else I can build on from this workbench. Oh, hello there, son. How you doing? And also in this chest, I keep all of the stuff that I want to give the kids for whatever treats. Wooden swords. I need to get some more wooden swords. But whatever the case may be, that I keep it in there, and whenever he comes up, run and ask him for if I brought him anything, I can say yes. And I also have a daughter around here somewhere as well. Look at my bard. Look what he's doing. Oh my heavens, my bard is standing on a chair. Oh, and there's my daughter. And give her a little something. What have we got? I've got a couple of dolls. Again, I keep them in that front chest right there, but they come running up to me outside too sometimes, so it's like, all right. So this is the workbench in the, I think it says main hall. So I still have a couple of things that I can make here. So I made a note that I can't get rid of that one, but I could get rid of the one in the entryway. So I was trying to clean up my own notes, which I use Microsoft OneNote. I've mentioned that many times. So I have Microsoft OneNote, and any of these that are like done, like this is going to be done now, I made a note I can get rid of this workbench as well. Now we're going to go into the back room. I think that's what it's called on the list, and see what we can do on this one as well. And you can see past there is a trophy room, and that's a whole different thing. As you can see, that's the slaughterfish. I have one in my inventory. I need 3 more to finish this particular room. So I skipped the trophy room because basically you just click on the trophies to create whatever you want to put there, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do, and I haven't made a list of the trophies that I want. This is the kitchen, so I'm going to check here, and this is going to complete the kitchen. So awesome. That's another one that I can get rid of. So you can hear the excitement in my voice because I'm so excited that we can get rid of those workbenches. It's like, yes. So there's also one upstairs that I got to go take a quick look. It's actually located in the children's bedroom, but I don't remember what it's called on the list of workbenches, because you have to be careful. You can remove a workbench and you actually still needed it. You don't have to do all of the stuff on each one. I do in my head though. This one, as you can see, I need a saber-tooth cat, a saber cat tooth, and I only have 1 in my inventory. I needed 2. If I had had 1 more saber cat tooth, speaking here, stupid. So if I had one, I could have taken this workbench out as well. So not quite yet, but that's okay. We will keep an eye out for those items. I also want to look and see, I think that whenever you give the kids things, they put them in this chest here. So that doll that I gave her is in there. And you will see there's a little fox running around, annoying little fox running around. The children bring home an animal and ask if they can keep it. And I think in a previous play they brought home a mud crab, and I stupidly said yes. There's worse ones I guess they could bring home. So this is a fox, and I said yes, and it does make an annoying sound. I'm trying to decide if there's any of the creatures that wouldn't be annoying for them to bring home, and I don't know what they all of the ones that are possible for them to ask for. Again, I've started over maybe 6 times, and I don't know if I've adopted children every one of those times. I just don't recall of the other ones. I do know there was a mud crab one time, and I know that was a grievous error on my part. So anyway, this cabinet is storage for all the things that I might choose to enchant or disenchant. So I was kind of going through my inventory of things that I could pop in there. I'm going to jump down here and fall down. That guy's still standing on a chair. Isn't that funny? I've got an enchanting station and a potion making station. And I thought I'd run down to the basement where those to make sure that I didn't have other stuff that I could craft down here. I know I can't get rid of everything. Once this house is completed, then I will definitely do a walkthrough and show you all. Look at that mud crab, yay! So again, I'm looking at all the things, what are left, what do I need to finish up. You can see all of the shrines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shrines left. So we're getting really close. You can see there's a rat running around, and that's creepy. When you first get this place, there's a whole bunch of rats, and I think it was a bug. You kill them all, but there's one that doesn't die, and supposedly I can still kill it. So my bard's over there just singing away. If I'm going to be here for any length of time, I ask him to play just instrumental because it bugs me. But I did want to notice here that Balmaman is having a good old time. He is dancing and singing and drinking along with the bard. That just absolutely cracked me up. He also has a shop, and I asked him if he's made any money while he's standing around drinking. Apparently he made 1,200 because he gave me 600 of it. And also, I was thinking that maybe it'd be a good idea to sell him this stuff that I don't need anymore, that I thought I might need but I didn't, like a cave bear pelt. And I really probably shouldn't have sold that to him because I don't know what animals or creatures that I'm going to put in the trophy room, and I don't know what I need for it, so I probably shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. If I gotta rebuy stuff back, I always can. But I thought, what the heck? Let's get rid of some of this weight, some of this stuff that we keep in that chest out there. I'm sorry about the fox pelt, Mr. Fox. That really kind of bugged me. Especially since it's my children's pet. And then I realized I ran him out of money. So, no, I don't want to sell anything else. So that got rid of some of our stuff that we had been stocking up on. And we're going to go back and dump everything that we don't need to carry with us back in this chest. And again, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I need these amulets. I think I've already made the shrines. But I'll go ahead and stick them in there for now. Later we'll go back and double check. I'm 99% sure that I already have the amulets that the ones that I could make. I've used the amulets already, and these are spares. I'm almost positive. Again, that's it's a weapon I'm going to display somewhere. I just don't know where. And I'm also noticing that I've got some ingredients in my pack, and we're going to go put that in our potion making ingredients area. But for now, these are like things, a couple of things I'm going to either display or things that I would use for more building of the place. I'm going to probably display the ebony cloth. I don't think I'll ever have use of it again. Once you go into a ruin or something where you use that claw, unless you go back in there, I'm pretty sure that I don't need it anymore. So again, I want to display it in case I'm wrong about that. So just kind of dumping things away, looking at my weight. Weight is generally never a problem for me. I know I've got a lot of things we need to sell. Again, putting these kids' items away. I've got heavy things like a bunch of glass. I've got 14 too many goat horns. Who knew, right? In the beginning, I was so freaked out about that. I was like, I hate killing goats. So I was only if I came across dead goats, and then I found out I could get them. I think in general stores sometimes has them. So I started buying them. I felt better about buying horns from already dead goats as opposed to killing goats. And I did have to kill a few, which made me sad because now I have too many. So again, you can see my weight's dropping as I'm leaving the things in here that the building supplies. And I don't know another way of doing it. To me, it's like dump it all in there, and if I need it, pull it all out. and I don't. That's the fastest way. Even though it's slow, you could see what it did. It slowed me down, but I don't want to waste a potion, a weight potion, just for running around, you know, making a few pieces of whatever that I'm going to put, whatever I'm going to do for building. So putting all the ingots back and the ores, I come across it. I'm almost done. So thank you for your patience and me doing it this way. It's the way I've always done it. But I'm kind of glad I went through all this because I was seeing ingredients that I needed to go store. So now I'm down below weight. I'm down below 325, which is my current carry weight. And we'll be good to go as soon as I get rid of all this stuff. One saber cat tooth. We need some. So anyway, one thing I was doing that you didn't see is I was making notes on Microsoft OneNote. I was cleaning up my list of things to make sure that it was accurate, so that when I'm out and about, it's like I want to take a quick look and see, you know, how many saber-tooth saber cat teeth do I need, and kind of make sure that I'm looking for those things so we can finish up this house, which is a goal that I have. I don't know why I have wheat in there. That really probably shouldn't be in there. The wooden sword I can give to one of the kids. I think I need to get another one so they don't fight over it. If I give them two, maybe they fight each other. I have no idea. I can't remember. Like I said, it seems like to me I've only had this house one time with the kids. Seems like I need to give that torch to Serena. Making mental notes. I probably should be making a to-do list. Oh my gosh. And I actually do that. In a lot of games, I will make a list of things that I need to do, because sometimes, like if I quit playing this, I'm committing to not, but if I have quit playing Skyrim in the past, I would keep track of what I was going to do next. So when I came back, I didn't have to start over again, because it's so frustrating. Even though you got your quest log, it's very frustrating to go back over that and to say, you know, what was I doing? What did I need to do? Because it's been, you know, maybe 6 months before I start up again. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but that's kind of how I do it when I'm going to quit playing a game. I make a list. What am I currently doing? I've done that with my Stardew Valley game, because there'll be months, sometimes much, you know, even a year that before I would go back to a game. I don't want to start all over again when I'm so near completion in that game. So I've started keeping really good notes. What was my next things? What were the next things I plan on doing in this game? Because it's such a big, long game that you could play for years and never finish, which is exactly what happened to me. So, but I did start a new playthrough for my channel. So anyway, I went back through the list again to make sure there wasn't anything. There were a few things I wanted to drop off. Get that daggone fox out of my way. This is the alchemy station, and so what I do is I click on me, and then I can click on ingredients. That tells me things that I can dump in that are actual ingredients that you would use for alchemy. So I'm putting my nern roots in there. I should probably eat one sometime to find out, because that's one way you can find out the effects. Oh my golly gee, that was a long stop through. So our next thing that we're going to be doing when we come back is we are going to go talk to Arngir. I cannot say his name. That's what our next thing is going to do, starting with our next episode. Thank you so much for following me along on this journey. Oh, I'm going to tell you real quick here. I'm sorry I was doing my outro, but I did one more thing that I wanted you to see. And I come over here. This is where the drafting table lets us get rid of some of those workbenches. So remember I told you I made a list? I knew I could get rid of the entryway one. So it's like, bye-bye entryway workbench. So it's going to be gone next time we go in the house. And if we needed to put it back, we could, but we don't need to. We don't want to get rid of the cellar one because we know we're going to use it. We know that we can get rid of the greenhouse and the kitchen. So awesome on that. So I was checking my list. I had a list of the workbenches that we could get rid of. So you can see that we're just getting rid of a handful of them here, and to me that's like major progress. I was so excited that I could get rid of a few of those there. So with that, we're going to leave it there for today. And again, thank you for following me along on this journey. I do appreciate it. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. It not only helps YouTube like me more, it also gives me validation that I'm doing something that other people find valuable. Really, the most important thing though is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.